I'm from Surrey Primary, name is Imtiaz, and my thinking partner, Sherwin. There's so much to say, as Veronica cautioned us, and we're quite fortunate and quite excited that a lot has happened over the last 14 months. But we've just singled out chess. Chess to us, and there's a lot of other colleagues who are much more further in this program than we are, but I've identified this because it captures the lessons learned for me by virtue of this partnership. A youngster popped into my office and he's forever in trouble, and this was last year. And for the umpteenth time, why are you, I'm going to use the name Jacob. No reference to our president, but it's a pseudonym. I'm going to follow your cue. And Jacob's forever in trouble. Nonetheless, Jacob, what can you do? Is there something good in your life? And he says he's playing chess. And he says, wow. And one thing led to the other. Chess today, he's the captain of the chess team. And he's now just moved on to high school. And that to me is symptomatic. Sherwin captured these slides beautifully. I'm not going to be reading it and insulting your intelligence. Here we have a group of budding chess players who we're going to be grooming to play tournaments, and there's one of my teachers there. We introduced chess. Forgive me, Sherwin, you've had a nice synchronized way of doing it. I'm jumbling it up a bit. But we introduced it with a little motivational film. Knights of the Dark Bronx. South Bronx, my apologies. And the kids loved it. We thought, let's introduce it in the foundation phase. The grades 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, they were all introduced to mass chess playing. We were very fortunate because Jacob, my character at the center of the story, he comes from Guguletu and he plays for an organization called Chess for Hope. And one thing led to the other, and we got some additional support from Guguletu, and we rolled out this whole program. We also, and the photograph from the top down is one, we don't want to show their faces, but the ADHD learner. That child who cannot sit still, and chess somehow got those children to focus a little bit, to concentrate, and it's working wonderfully. So I think my 2.5 minutes are up, Sherwin. One more to go. There we are. I've got some of my colleagues. I'm quite excited that they are here, and Brian at the back there, also assisting with the chess. And Sherwin has always impressed upon me, Imtiaz, what is that legacy we want to leave behind at the school? And I can just say in the few moments that I have here, chess is going to be that legacy, but more importantly, for this youngster, we're going to invite him back after he finishes his high school. Jacob, come see what you've done here. And he has network from amongst the youngsters. He really is a turnaround in our program, and we're quite excited for that. Okay? Thank you very much. I'm going to stop.
One of the things that at the center of, putting the school at the center of the community is communications. And in this day and age of technology, you cannot be without a physical presence in an online space, with all the social media, with all the various forms that people are using to communicate today. So this is three of the questions that I've asked Imtiaz right at the beginning, but it's tied into the web communication strategy that we've developed. What is the legacy you wish to endow upon the school and all the future learners that will attend it? How do you bring this legacy to life, establish it within the community, and communicate it to the world that they will support and embrace it? It starts with a vision and having the foresight to initiate those actions and lead to that realization over time. What is quite interesting about this entire circle is that everybody in the circle were conscious about the fact that you have to have your vision and your mission in order to get your business plan aligned to achieve your objectives. So you cannot develop a website without having a communication strategy. It's just because you're telling your story. And if you don't do that, you're going to tell the wrong story. And you're going to leave the wrong impression. So, place the school at the center of the community through your communication strategy. Continue to build the legacy of the school. Communicate the foresight of where the institution will be and what it will achieve. That's just the short-term strategy. So one of the things that Imtiaz and I spoke about is to introduce an induction program into the school. So the induction program is simply for all the grade 1 parents, actually have a one-day workshop with them and come and tell them what your business is about and what your expectations is from them for your long-term commitment. And that is something that Imtiaz has agreed that he will initiate commencing next year. Create strong partnerships with all stakeholders. Partnership for possibility is built on that. So it's a fundamental that if you're going to put the school at the center of the community, it's something you have to do and do well. Maintain strong community involvement and collaborate with all your stakeholders. Yes, some of them are going to make you angry at times, but you put your ego in your pocket and you get on with it. Long term, build a legacy. We're investing in human excellence, and strong partnerships gives you a mobilized community. Okay, so this is one of my favorite slides, simply because if I don't have your attention, I'm not going to understand you. I'm not going to be able to take you to a step of engagement, or you engage in me, and you get to a critical point. So, and one of the things that we learned was in this course, and for those of you that married, if you didn't see it in your partners and see the benefit of the show of appreciation that they might have developed in the process of starting this course, appreciation is one of the things that in all your communication and in all your engagement, you need to inform that part of gratitude. The critical point that they point out is that when you engage parents, and the whole point behind the strategy is to put the school at the center of the community and engage the parents. When you send the communication, at different phases you're going to engage different parents. So at some point you'll have some attention, you'll have some of their attention, at others you'll have the appreciation, but this is ultimately where you want to get the person. You want their commitment. It's like building any brand. It's the same thing. And that's what the website has to do. Build the brand, because you're going to trade on the future of that brand. The values that underpin your building of the brand is what's going to leave the school in a good shape. Once Imtiaz is gone, once Shabir is gone, it will stand the test of time. So, in short, the deliverables is create a hero fundraising strategy with a call to action for support. Enhance community involvement, build a resource base of community support. So know who your parents are, know what their talents are, know what their skills are that they can offer the school. Your alumni is the key. You need huge parent involvement in activities. This is something I discovered about somebody at Imtiaz school. She's got a PhD in biotechnology. Comes from Surrey Primary. Studied overseas at a UK university. So the point is that each and every one of your schools has that person, has that role model that can tell your story for you. That's the fundraising target that Imtiaz has for 2014. Part of that fundraising target needs to be built off a fundraising mechanism sitting on the website. And it looks like a lot of money. But as an example, Imtiaz is starting a recycling program within the school. And might not seem like much. Berkeley High School raised 120,000 rand last year of the recycling program. So 450,000, it's not a lot of money. All starts with your story. So you need to tell your story. In telling your story, you engage in your constituents, and you've got to tell your story consistently. Much like the video at the beginning of Symphonia. Thank you.